Hello everyone, this is Zero's Trivia, and welcome back to another day of our subscriber game tournament. Now, we are kicking off the first 5 games of Group B matches in round 1, starting with our first match here between K9 the Young Wolf versus Jedicars. Now, before we take a look at their draft for this match, let's first take a look at the 5 players in this group. Unlike Group A, where we had 4 newcomers, Group B only has 2, in K9 the Young Wolf and Jedicars, who are kicking off our group. And they're joined by Peanuts, Storm's End, and Zero. Now, Zero is our Season 1 champ, and both Peanuts and Storm's End have reached the top 8 before in past seasons as well. So I expect the matches to be much more contested in this group, and hopefully we'll get a newcomer surprise, much like how Sleeping Phoenix took Group A. Now let's get back to the game at hand and take a look at their draft. And in the green, we have K9 the Young Wolf going with a full Nanman comp. We have King Long Huo with Lady Zhurong, who will give each other the Power of Love buff, giving them each 25% damage resistance. And we have 4 Nandrol Elephants, so we are guaranteed to get all 3 buffs. One is a little bit extra, but they're definitely great units. And then we have Utugu joining them as an excellent general, and those Javelin Spear Guards, who are very capable against cavalry, against generals, and okay against infantry. Then on Jedicars' side, we have a composition of Kongrong, Lu Bu, and Wen Chou. So a standard strategist with an excellent unit, max out to rank 10, we have 3 Furies of Beihai. This gives them slightly more attack speed, slightly more morale, but overall it might be overkill with the upgrade since they already have very high attack speed for crossbow units. Then we also have ranks up for the C-down cav on Lu Bu and a standard archer, which I'm guessing is used for fire arrows, and that's an archer militia, I believe. And then we have Wen Chou, who have 4 units of the Ye Vanguard Spearmen used for countering cavalry. Unfortunately, he's going to be running up against elephants, and I'm not sure how good these crossbow damage are against these elephants. Maybe they can stop a few of them from charging in, but those who survive getting into these infantry will be very scary. Lu Bu does have Dragon Gauges, which can slow down the elephant charge and perhaps trap them so the ranged unit can kill them before that devastating charge happens, and we'll see how this goes. So let's hop into game and see their deployment. And right away we have something interesting. We have Jedicars moving his entire group with Vanguard deployment behind or to the side of the deployment zone for K9 the Young Wolf. And that's going to be pretty advantageous for these range units. The crossbow don't want to shoot into the forest, which is why they're here. But this brings up the question of the archer militia and the fire arrows. It will still deal morale debuff, but if you're not burning trees, it's much less effective. The generals are together, and we do have the front line of Vanguard Spearmen. It'd probably been better if they are in square, but they could easily switch to that. And in this case, when there's no cavalry, perhaps a straight line is going to be better. Cavalry in the back, and not much else to see. For K9 the Young Wolf, all the units are just in a straight line. The elephant will have different buffs, hopefully, and we'll have a charge, as they had to figure out a way to close the gap with those spear units. So take a moment, discover they're behind the generals coming in. We have a bow usage. Wen Chou does have a good bow, but shot the unit. Auto fire was on. Should be aiming at the general. We have all these different drums being played. You can see the different buffs being activated. I think they're missing one though. Rapid Cannon's not being activated. It does not stack, so using 2... interesting. He doubled down on cautious cannons and aggressive cannons, but no one's using rapid cannons. I guess they're not meant to march at all. Immune to fatigue is still decent. The generals are not moving, the bows are coming. Who is he trying to hit? Still going for turtle? That's a bad targeting. Oh, there we go. Trying to hit Lady Zhurong here. Missing. And running out of arrows very fast. Do we have any hit? I think we got rapid cannons now. No hit. 24k still. Maybe one shot, right? We're down 1k compared to the beginning. They both start at 25. That arrow's done. There's damage resistance on her as well. The armor is not very high, but the bow damage, you know, it's not all base. There's a little bit armor piercing involved. The damage resistance does not care about that. the crossbow needs to do a great job of holding off the elephants. There's not really any good target for the cavalry to charge except for maybe the generals. Useless, don't shoot them. Save the ammo. There we go. Fixed. There's plenty of ammo left, so they should be okay. But they need to really focus on the elephant. They could move up. They don't have to be so passive. Here comes the elephant. This is gonna make or break. Lu Bu should be here to stop this charge if it does happen like that. They cannot approach the javelin though. If the javelins are moving, it will shred generals. Once again, auto fire seems to be just turned on. Not really well controlled, but it is stopped properly. The Fury should just try to inch up a little. Fire arrows can impact the burn, I think. I'm not sure about that, actually. I think the arrow would not have any damage, but the fire burning would. Ooh, the javelins against the generals. Oh, absolutely shredded. Oh, dodged it. Good micro. Activating the 3 javelins. It's risky, though, if you don't... Ooh, he stopped. Ooh, that is good micro right there. Alright. There's only 3 volleys of that. They're going into the fight. Targeting Lady Drool, shutting down abilities. Dismount. Let's see if Coron just stays there and get hit. Coron moves out of the way. The elephant comes in. There's a dismount on one side. There's no dismount on the other side, and they're focusing Lu Bu hard. Lu Bu's getting trapped in the elephant. The elephants are really good at blocking generals trying to run. They're just thick. Ooh, the arrows pouring it on. See if they can bring down enough elephants, but the general fight's going to be very important. Vengeful is now down. The lack of dismounting and the... I don't know why it took so long for Wisdom River to be used. Was there any ability that can stop cooldown? I know Neman does have one ability that does increase cooldown. I'm not sure if they have it, though. Yeah, they don't have it. The elephants are getting shredded by the Furies. The infantry are fighting. The damage the generals did, the huge impact on that. Lu Bu trying to do some smash here. The Furies continue to shoot. There was no use of the Dragon Gaze against these, but the cavalry is trying to stall them as long as they can. Rear charge. The generals coming in to stop the archers from continuing to shoot, or crossbowmen. They stop for here. I think it's because they're worried about friendly fire. It was not being manually commanded. Once that cavalry charged in, they stopped shooting for a while, which is a big loss of time. And once again, not shooting because they're worried about friendly. We have a dismount. That flaming weapon reducing evasion is just gonna hurt so much. Lu Bu trying to knock her off, but here comes a bunch of damage. Lu Bu's down. Coron is left alone. Elephants had made their way into those Furies. Even though they didn't get really a clean charge here, but one elephant gets free and a bunch of them gets knocked down. Not doing any more damage at that point. See if they can just move through. There's no microing here. They're focused on general. Coron dies, and then maybe the elephants gets moved. Not a great use of the elephants, but you can still see that they will do a ton. Their damage sponge, I think, from the discussions when we made the mod, we knew the units were very strong, borderline broken, and the only way we kind of wanted to fix things is kind of restrict them to which general can recruit them, and with the fealties they had in game, so only Meng Huo can recruit these natural elephants and only Mu Wu can recruit the other. But overall, it's a unit that takes a lot of micro to kill, but you can mess up a lot with elephants and still do a lot of damage, which is what's happening in this case. Because they're not being microed well, but they're absolutely crushing these Furies right now. And the infantry is kind of swinging towards K9's advantage as these Javelin Spear Guards coming out ahead against Ye Vanguard Spearmen. The reason is they're basically both Spear Guards. And the number advantage, 6v4, with some general help, it's definitely swinging things. And elephant bonus stats, the songs are still playing, the range is limited. You can see they're only getting one, or they're actually getting both. So that extra boost of melee evasion. Still a few elephants left. Obviously, I think the big difference came down to the dismounting of the Naman generals. The smokescreen usage is good. Both sides have some interesting ideas and decent micro. The lack of general micro really kind of sealed the deal here. And we have a pretty good victory here. These Furies dying. And if we take a look at the numbers, even though the Fury Beihai does not have many kills on them, each of those kill is an entire elephant. So that's still very good. They could have done better. I think early on they could have been a little bit more aggressive, stepped up a bit. The Javelin Spear Guard versus the Vanguard Spear Guard went pretty even, I think. It just one side had 6, one side had 4. The cavalry really didn't have a great target. I think the charge of the cavalry on the rear with the 66 kills did okay. The 16 kill one I think kind of went in after the elephant to stall them, but that kind of shut down the crossbow from doing full damage, which kind of backfired. The fire take with the Archer Militia is interesting. The plus 10 rank up spend for our red side here, which Jedicars is not that wise. I think spending too much money, you could have got many more units with this level upgrade. The upgrade cost stacks up as you get closer to rank 10, so you could have got at least 3 to maybe even 6 more unit if none of them got upgraded, and they would have still been very combat effective. So I think overloading that is not very useful. The general fight was a bit unfortunate. Definitely a difference of dismounting and not fighting kind of together with your cavalry. The cavalry would have been the best thing to use against those generals in that case, especially if they dismounted. You can kind of just charge them over and over again, and they actually get knocked down animations and they can't really hit back. But overall, pretty good fight and a very exciting comp. We're seeing some very different metas in different groups. As you know, these players play 4 matches in each group, they will develop this sort of in-group meta. You see very similar things being picked up by the players, and now we move to a new group. We're seeing new things, and that's a very exciting thing for this tournament. So looking forward to the rest of the matches in Group B, and we'll see you guys then. Bye!